Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very interesting box coming in from the Apex Pass Around. Want to share that with you really quick. Today I'm opening up with my Microtech stitch. It has a wonderful ram lock. I love this, that you can use this with one hand or one thumb, so that's cool, or one finger. Let's get into this. We have a Benchmade. Okay, interesting. Let's take a look. See what this is. What is this? The Narrows. Oh, this is that titanium one, blue class. All right, I've heard interesting things about this, so I went ahead and I got the new Benchmade Adamas in the carbon fiber and magnet cut. So I like the magnet cut version. That one seemed pretty good, but this one is a bit expensive for what you get. So let's take a look. This is not a cheap knife. I think it's almost $600. So let's see if it feels like a $600 knife. All right, move that off to the side. All right, so titanium scale, super thin. Feels like liners just on the inside. Is that a titanium pocket clip? Of course not. Steel pocket clip for $600? That's garbage, okay? You kidding me? What? Hold on. Is that T6 for $600? I'm sorry. When you decide to release a knife into this realm, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be biased, but T6s for real? That is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right, I mean, granted it's thin. Scale is thin. Interesting axis lock here. It's nicely chamfered all the way around. That's nice. Pretty large. All right, let's see how it flips open. Very small thumb studs. All right, the action's pretty good. Let's see, is it got any? No blade rock. Any pivot lash? No. Let's see how it goes down and locks in place. All right, so is this Omega springs in here? Try to see, are there any Omega springs in there? Okay, so it's attached up there. And they attach on there. I don't know, this feels like a modified version of the axis lock. Okay. Is this worth $600? I don't know. All right, this is supposed to be M390. I thought this was supposed to be magnet cut. Okay. I don't know if I like the M390. That seems kind of cheap for $600 or $562. Might as well be $600 after tax. All right. They are flushed screws, nicely chamfered. It's got some nice jimping. I will say this little lock here works pretty nicely. It is a captive pivot. That screw seems like it's pretty large. Is that like a T10 or something? Here's a T10. T10. Yeah, T10. Interesting. So it does have a nice drop shut. That's for sure. Okay, that's not bad. I'm not digging the blue. I wish it could be just plain titanium. I know they love their blue because it's, you know, Benchmade, but I would like to have, you know, no anodization personally, but that is just me. Is it dead center? It is, it looks centered to me. It does. Let's look at the edge on the blade. Okay, it's a little longer on this side and a little shorter on that side. It's M390, seems relatively sharp, super thin. Now the only thing I think that could be as thin as that, it's going to be my Osmachine Rosie, but even that one I think might be thicker. Yeah, it sure is. It's a lot thicker. So now, USA made, milled, custom, semi-mid-tech, definitely worth its price point. I'm not sure about this. Got a nice swedge here. It's not a full flat grind. It's almost like a little scandier here, if you will, but it does have an edge on the end of that. So it's a half flat grind. It's pretty thin, so it will be slicey, but man, you know, it could have gone, I don't know if they're just needing that for stability or what. It's got a swedge, which I talked about. Blue thumb studs, very minimal, but they are in the path, cutting path. This is not a finger choil at all. So this is your only grip right here. I have large hands, and I'm right at the edge. So already it's too small if you have larger hands than this. I don't think extra large or double extra large hands could comfortably use this unless you like to have your finger hanging off. So that to me is a no-go. This doesn't work real well. Let's see, can we do this one-handed? Okay, we can. Is this? Okay, it is guided in there. That's interesting. All right. Okay, so I guess you can use it one-handed, a little bit like the ram lock. It does use omega springs that are attached on there in an interesting way. It's not my knife, it's a pass-around, so I can't take it apart or anything. I believe this is Zach's EDC or something like that. I believe, what is Zach's channel called? It is called, I have it up here on my board and I'm looking at the name. I'm trying to find it because I know I've got a couple of his stickers. Of course, I can't find it when I'm looking for it. So yeah, Zach's Stuff. Yeah, it's called Zach's Stuff. So check out Zach's Stuff. That's his channel. He's the one who allowed us to check this out. It's not bad. It's not as, it's certainly less bad than I thought it was going to be. Okay. But, you know, it's very thin. That is nice. The action is really good. You can use that one-handed, especially that clip. So that's cool. So if I'm over here and I'm trying to manipulate this, obviously I don't have to try to get up here. That's always a little more awkward, right? I have a knife that's pretty big with an axis lock or able lock or crossbar lock, and it's hard for me to work left-handed because I have no place to leverage to hold a knife. But when I do this, I can leverage those two hands and flip it up like that. So that's nice. So that part is not terrible. I mean, it's definitely a thin blade, no question. On phosphor bronze, it's got pretty good action. There's no blade place, so that's pretty nice. It's chamfered all the way around. Small handle. Can you choke up here? Sorry guys, it's late. I wanted to get this in. I guess you could, but this deep pocket carry clip, I don't know. You know, it's steel. This would be really nice if it was a titanium clip. Don't understand why they won't do that. And why not T8s? Especially something this thin, you want to have more stability, more security. A T8, a little larger pivot, or at least a larger standoffs would be nice. Give you a little more stability. Can we do a squeeze test on the back here? It does flex a little bit because it's so thin. So there's that. Action is not bad. Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn between this. I mean, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I don't think this is worth $560. I do not. Not in the slightest. Is it pretty premium, pretty nice? Yeah, it is. Absolutely. It's not gold class. You're trying to charge a gold class price, and I get your gold class usually starts off at $700, but this is way overpriced for what you're getting. I mean, it really is. If all you're trying to sell is the titanium with a little bit, this almost looks like you milled out. This part should be on the inside. So the inside's milled out pretty well too, but it almost feels like you should mill out a little more on the inside, make this a little smoother. I don't know if you're trying to give it texture because it's so thin. I get that. You need more grip place for something like that. I will say I was really surprised about this right here. This lock seems to allow one-handed use the way it's lined up, which reminds me a lot of the ram lock. So you see on the ram lock, when I squeeze this right here, I can do this one-handed, right? So I can flip it like this and I can close it like that because this lock right here will work like that. This is a much smaller version, but with springs. That one has coiled springs against a pin that goes inside here. This is just two omega springs wrapped around that, and it's anchored to that pin there instead of having a little hole into the side of the liner. So that's cool, but yeah, definitely better than I expected, but still thinking obscene, overly over the top price for what you get. I'm not a fan of that. I think it's way too expensive. So that is my initial thought, right? This is an unboxing first impressions. It is better than I expected. It is a lot thinner than I expected. It works better than I expected. You know, so the question is it good, or did I just have really bad expectations, right? I probably had bad expectations, everything I heard. I mean, people say it's way overpriced for what you get. And I agree. I absolutely agree. I feel like this knife, it's pretty nice, great quality. I think more reasonably could be about 400, maybe 425. I think that would have been more reasonable. I mean, like recently they had a bailout that was, they were charging what, $500 for or whatever. Way overpriced, ridiculous. I think Benchmade loses their mind with their prices. I don't know what they're doing, what their costs are. If it's costing them this much to make, I mean, they shouldn't make it because they can't compete. What you're getting for the dollar, it's just not worth the $600. It's not. I'm sorry. I mean, you may love this knife. As a consumer and you know, someone who reviews knives, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's cool. It's different. I mean, they did something really well. This particular one seems to work really well. I don't have any of the issues that I've read other people have had, so I'm pretty excited about that. I mean, it flips out. It's got good buttery. It's got good buttery smooth action. I like that a lot. So that's not bad. All right, so let's take a up close look at this one so we can get a better view, see what you think. Let's look at the scale, the blade. Now it is M390. I thought this was supposed to be Magna Cut. Does it say on here? No, it doesn't say. Oh, but I thought, yeah, oh, there it is. M390 manual. Okay. Yeah, that's a little disappointing, I would say, for the price. I would expect super premium material. I would expect a lot of premium things for that price range. So, cool knife. Interesting experience. I do like it. I think it's cool in some ways, but I can't justify this. I can't get past the sticker shock. That's what it comes down to. I just cannot get past the sticker shock. It's a first impressions, first unboxing. I get it. And you know, I know what it cost. And if I was to buy, I couldn't justify the amount of money I'd have to spend to buy this. I just couldn't. I get it's cool, and if it was a lot cheaper, I would really be into it. But to me, I don't want to be into something that's going to cost me more than it should, and then lead to other things being more expensive than they should. So if I feel this price was overcharged, I'm going to go ahead and back out of it. So, you know, I'm not support it right away. Oh, I'm sorry. It's super late. I'm trying to finish this this unboxing. I just need to get to bed, but I wanted to get into this. So it's definitely better than I thought. Action's way better than I thought. It looks better than I thought, but it's still super thin, which I'm not a big fan of. This is definitely a larger knife, but way too thin, right? So it's definitely a larger knife, but way too thin. It's not going to compete with, like, let's say a little bug out. So this is definitely in the little over 8-inch realm. So it's, to me, I consider that a full-size knife, right? So that's cool. It is thin. It's got the titanium scales. They flex a little bit, but I mean, you can grip it because it's wide enough. That gives you enough grip so it doesn't roll in your hand. So that's cool. But it doesn't have enough contoured shape to really feel like I'm solidly presenting it with this knife. So there's that. That's important to me in my role. Oh my God. I am so sorry, guys. It's late. I need to get to bed. But I really want to get through this. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that. And we'll do the review. We'll have a little more in-depth experience with it. But first impression is better than I thought. Nicer than I thought. Feels better. The ergonomics feels better than I expected. But I had very low expectations. So I don't know if it achieved any sort of like, ooh, wow factor. I don't know. I think out of the box for the price, I was very skeptical. And I remain skeptical because I still don't think it's worth the full price that they're asking. I do think a reduced version would do much better. All the same materials. Don't take anything away if you're going to reduce the price. As a matter of fact, fix the screws, fix the clip. That makes the most sense to me. It really does. That makes the most sense. So anyways, this is the zero tolerance. This is not the zero tolerance. I'm thinking of another review. Guys, it's late. Oh my God, I got to get to bed. I'm so sorry. This is the 748 Narrows, Benchmade 748 Narrows. Interesting knife. Definitely worth reviewing. I'm glad I got a chance to check it out thanks to Zach's place, so I appreciate it, Zach. But I will say, I'm not sure you're going to sell me on it. I may not recommend against it. I will definitely be opposed to the price, but I don't. Initial impressions are going to be, I'm probably not going to recommend against this knife, but I'm certainly not going to recommend it. So, I can put my recommended knives in there, or I can tell you outright, don't get this. I really recommend you don't get this. But if I'm in the middle somewhere where I think I'm not going to recommend it, God, another yawn. Sorry, guys. My God. I'm not going to recommend it, but I'm not going to recommend against it. So that's where I feel like I stand initial impression, but we'll find out. We'll find out as we do dig more into it. If you have any questions about this, the review on the Narrows, about the channel, please comment down below. I do try to engage with everybody and reply to them. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? If you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows me to grow, allows me to do more things, ultimately do more things for you. So thank you. I appreciate every one of you awesome subscribers out there. I am so appreciative. If you've already done so, if you haven't, if you pre-ordered, let's start that over. Don't know what I'm talking about. My mind is going off somewhere. I'm super tired. Okay, note to self. Don't do a super late review, no matter how badly you want to check out the knife. I got to finish this now. Now I'm committed, right? I appreciate you, subscribers. You mean the world to me. You allow the channel to grow to become to this position. So I'm so grateful to you. But if you want, check out the membership link below in the description. There's a chance for you to become a member. I appreciate every one of my members. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the reasons why we even got to 3,000 subscribers so far. So I am so grateful to every one of you. Thank you. Very much appreciate that. So if you haven't already, also maybe consider going over to Instagram and checking me out at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, if you wouldn't want to check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week.